Well, hello there, Gemini. How are you? It is so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing your weekly tarot. This is good for the week of January 30th through February 5th. That's a mouthful. And so anyway, today we're going to take a look at the overall energies with the oracle cards, and then we'll go to the tarot for more details about any obstacles or advice that Spirit has for you. So let's take a look first at your animal spirit card. What do we have? Bee Spirit, sweet results await. Okay, for some reason, Gemini, you're the communicator. I feel like I am stumbling over my words. So I feel like that's kind of like a sign to me that you may feel like you're just not yourself. You could be stumbling over your words, or just feel there's this energy of, I'm not even sure I am feeling the right way. It's almost this energy of, I don't know, I don't feel like myself. And then open your heart. No one is perfect. Stop judging yourself and others and let love heal this situation. Yeah. Okay. So I feel like you're almost in this, I'm sending you lots of love and hugs, because I feel like you're almost kind of going through this sense that, somebody may have said something to you, or maybe you're kind of bringing up memories of something that's happened in the past. It's kind of a little bit of a heavy energy, but to kind of work with this energy, allowing yourself to experience what you are meant to experience. It's almost kind of like, you're normally a communicator. If you're stumbling over your words, understanding that maybe that's just a sign from Spirit to slow down, to really spend a little bit of time maybe with yourself, just loving yourself, nurturing yourself, because there is this sense that you have some kind of energy around you where you're feeling a little bit it's a little bit of, you just don't feel very loved right now. So I'm sending you lots of love and hugs, because Spirit really wants you to know there are sweet results just around the corner. There's something that's going to open up. So it's like, do not allow this situation. It could be just a situation, maybe with a relative or a family member or a relationship. It could be even at work. Something is, dark thoughts is popping out. Like I said, I feel like I cannot speak. It is really interesting. I feel like maybe you're tongue-tied. You there is a situation where you feel totally tongue-tied, like you just cannot get your feelings, or maybe you have feelings that are stirring, but you feel like you can't even communicate them. You can't put your finger on it, but things are just not right with you. Oh, okay. So let's see where this is going. Okay. Lovely. Lovely. It's going in a good direction. It's going in a good direction. So let's see what is going on. I really feel like there's something about truly taking a moment to really love yourself. I think it's almost like you're only seeing the dark side of something, the dark side of this situation, or perhaps the way you handled a certain situation, kind of almost like wondering, am I ever going to step into a new chapter, or see this in a different way, or is this all that's going to keep coming? You have the King of Wands. It's kind of like moving forward, even though these thoughts are almost like hindering your path. It's also the sense of being a spiritual teacher, of thinking differently than other people, of knowing, the King of Wands knows that he has to go in his own direction. He has the inspiration and the motivation. At this time, you may feel like you're not very inspired to go forward, because it's kind of like, I'm having a hard time just being motivated to move forward in any direction. There's this heaviness of your heart. So let's go ahead and clarify this. Let's see what we have. Yeah, Two of Cups, wow. Wow. Okay. I feel like there's a situation, a relationship, perhaps romantic, but somebody that is very close to you. And there's this energy. You know, Gemini, I feel like you've healed this situation, and now it's like coming back around. It's like you cannot run away from this disappointment, this heartache that's in this situation. It's kind of like every time you take a step forward, you feel like you're 2 steps behind. You know, you fall 2 steps behind. And it's almost like keeping you tied up, tongue-tied, you know, that energy that this is truly tying you up. It's like I feel like I can't move forward, you know. It's an energy of, you know, trying to decide what it is, that how you are going to proceed. You know, we have the Emperor. It's about becoming really strong in what it is that you believe for yourself, what you are deciding is just and balanced. You know, judging for yourself what you are going to put your time and energy into. And I feel like for some of you, you are wanting to build like a business, a spiritual business, or, you know, it's just this energy of trying to unleash your own power within yourself. And yet at the same time feeling like you have to give to some other situation. It could be this 2 of Cups. It could be family obligations. It could be, you know, it could be that you feel like you're kind of obligated for some reason to give to a certain situation, even though you've already overgiven to this situation. You're not really getting back out of the situation what you put into it. But for some reason, you're just like that devil energy, you know, just like tied to it. You just cannot move away from it. This energy is coming up for a reason, because I feel like this is something that maybe you have healed from, you thought you had healed from, and now it's kind of coming up. There's something that is triggering you, and you're just kind of like, oh my goodness, you know, like, am I here back at the start? It's almost like, am I at the start of the maze again? I thought I already accomplished the maze, or I thought I was a good part into the maze. And now it's kind of like, oh my goodness, you know? But I feel like there is also this energy here of, I want to move through this maze. I want to look the fears, the anguish, the grief in the eye. I don't want to just like, I don't want to go through this again. So it's almost as if you thought maybe you had moved on from this, and now you're almost like recognizing, no, I haven't moved on. You know, there's still this toxic energy here that I'm trying to expel. So the obstacle that you're having is really falling in love with yourself, you know, moving forward in a fashion where it's kind of like, okay, I am going to build the life that is based on what it is that I want for myself. I feel like you overgave to a situation, and it's almost like the situation, it doesn't matter how much you give. It's kind of like, you know, it is. It's taking back your power about where you're putting your time and energy. I feel like there's somebody that is really draining your time and energy, you know, or resources or love. You know, it's kind of like you cannot give enough to the situation. And it's kind of like, it's something that is not inspiring you. I feel like you're trying to push it forward because you feel obligated, or this person is making you feel obligated. So you're like, okay, I'm going to get wrapped up. You know, it's almost like you're giving yourself one inspiring, motivational talk after another. You know, it's just kind of like, okay, not to worry. Next week, I'll be really inspired. You could be, you know, making new goals every week. You're kind of going through these motions. And now it's kind of like, no, I just can't. I can't do it anymore. I have to go find my 9 of Cups, because I feel like somebody here is trying to convince you that this is your 9 of Cups. And you're like, no, it's not, you know. And I think there's part of you that would like whatever this is, this other person wants. I think you would like for it to be your 9 of Cups. You really and truly would. But there is something that's kind of saying, it's not my 9 of Cups. It's not. Yeah, it's about going within. Oh my goodness, this is beautiful. It's about going within. What is it that you want, Gemini? You know, giving yourself all of this love. It's almost like, you know, I feel like if you're in one of those phases of your life, you know, you could be having your Saturn return. So you might be like 28 or 29 or 57 or 58. Or this situation may have really kind of been triggered at those times, right? It's kind of like you could be on the other side of it, and yet at the same time, it's this energy of, you know, a feeling like you're right back where you were before. It's this energy. I thought I had moved on, and now it's kind of like, no, I feel like I haven't made any progress, you know? It's kind of like loving the progress. Your obstacle is that you're not seeing the progress that you have made. It's almost like you're not celebrating it, and yet at the same time, you have made all of this progress. There's this energy around you that is making you feel like you haven't progressed. And that's really hard. And, you know, I'm going to say the advice here is that there is some toxic nature, almost like an attachment to family, you know, to perhaps, you know, perhaps you had pulled your energy away from a family member or a romantic partner or even a career family, right? You had pulled your energy away from them. And now it's almost kind of like you're feeling obligated to return, you know. It could be that, you know, say you were at the age where your children, you know, your youngest had gone off to college or something like that. You're an empty nester, you know, that type of energy. And then suddenly, you know, you're kind of like, oh my goodness, I get to fly now. I get to go do me. And then maybe one of your parents or something like that has become ill and is needing your help at this time, right? And it's kind of like you're being called. It's almost this energy of you want to fly in one direction, but you're kind of being held down by what you are perceiving. And I'm not saying, you know, that is a choice. I feel with the judgment, you're having to choose, you know, do I go do me or do I sit here with this energy? It's really turmoil for you. I feel like it really is. And it's possibly because, yeah, I do. I mean, I think you're totally confused about what to do with the Six of Cups. There's kind of like this offer, you know, this offer or this asking, almost an asking from somebody in your family. But the truth of the matter is, I think you're kind of confused because this could be a person you have already given a lot to. And they may never be grateful for what you give, right? Because we have the Capricorn energy, the devil energy, feeling really attached. This could be a person that kind of like plays the guilt trip on you, you know, something like that, you know, kind of a difficult energy for you. So let's see. I want to just take a look at, because your advice is to detach yourself from this family obligation, right? This is your advice, to detach. What happens? Okay, let's ask what happens if you do detach, you know? Let's take a look at that. What happens if you do detach? Yeah, I feel like you step into the energy of going in the direction that your heart is really being called to. And knowing, you know, I feel like you're having to defend, you know, what is your happy family, happy home. I feel like there's something here that is pulling you towards an obligation, a sense of obligation. But at the same time, there is something that your heart is wanting to do. It's really kind of sad. It's kind of this sad energy because I feel like, you know, your heart is really breaking because it would be like if you won some big prize, maybe the lottery, or you earned like an Olympic gold medal or something like that. It's the energy of that, okay? But There are people that swoop in and just want to take advantage of you, or don't want to celebrate your Olympic gold medal. They're saying, oh no, sorry, I've got something going on that night. I can't come to your party, or something like that. And it's just kind of like, I feel like whoever this is, okay, is never celebrating you, but they almost like want you to celebrate them all the time. And it's kind of like you're wanting to go in another direction. It's kind of like, I want to go celebrate me. I want to step into this energy of celebrating me, of loving me. But this person is making you feel bad for doing that. It's kind of like, this sense of, of breaking your heart. I'm so sorry. Let's pull a soul truth card for you to see where this might go. And Gemini, I do personal readings. So, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. So let's see. Am I willing? You're at the edge of something great. I'm getting goosebumps now. I'm truly getting goosebumps because it is that energy where you are on the edge of doing something really great. And I'm getting teary-eyed because I feel like you want somebody in your life, somebody that maybe you have really encouraged a lot. You want them to embrace you and embrace this journey that you want to take. And yet at the same time, they may be considering you selfish. The King of Wands sometimes is considered selfish. I feel like this person is making you feel selfish. And I feel like you're concerned if you walk away from this person, if you go do what it is that you want to do, you're closing a door you may never be able to open again. You could be saying no to an opportunity, right? That you're just not sure if it's kind of like, I feel like you have two doors and you have to say yes to one and no to the other. Like there's no combining them. And it's really, I think it's just turning up all this turmoil in you because there's something you're really wanting to do. And I think you're thinking about saying no to it because of this energy here of making you feel like you have to stay, that you're obligated to somebody or some situation here. All right, you are on the edge of something great. Can you feel it? Yes. There is risk, uncertainty, and imperfections ahead. Failure is certain, and vulnerability is a requirement. You must have and trust yourself. Oh, you must be brave and trust yourself more than ever before. You will reach the dream, but you must stretch yourself into a whole new level of belief and willingness in order to move forward with courage. Be brave. Follow your heart's compass and lift the lid on your own dreams. Today's mantra, it's possible. Oh my gosh, Gemini, I seriously am just like, my heart is almost like palpitating because it's this energy. Like I feel like maybe you're going to pack all your bags and move to another country or something like that. It's kind of like it's the number 7, very spiritual number. It's kind of like, oh my gosh, like I think I'm going to go do this, right? And yet knowing there's a good chance that nobody is going to support you in this decision. And it is really, it's like standing on the edge of that cliff and knowing, oh my goodness, like I have to believe in myself. I'm putting myself out there in a way that is just so tremendous. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay, now we're going to come back to this. Be spirit. Sweet results await. You're tongue-tied. I'm coming back to that tongue-tied energy. You're tongue-tied because I feel it's kind of like your heart is racing. You're so excited about whatever this is, this new journey. And it could be you're thinking about quitting your job or moving somewhere or whatever, or leaving a relationship, whatever it is. It's just kind of like, yeah, I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. But your heart is just pounding. There's butterflies in your stomach and it's like you can't even think clearly. It's almost a little bit like being in love that very first time, and it's like you just can't even you can't even communicate how you are feeling at this time, or how you get excited when you step into this energy, but it's almost like you won't allow yourself. It's about open your heart, Gemini. There's something that you really want. Oh my goodness. And you so deserve it. You just so deserve it. It's about stepping into your power, choosing what is best for you, and knowing that all will be well. All right, well, I'm going to leave it there, Gemini. What a big week. And I wish you so much love and light, and I hope to see you again next week. Bye for now.